Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors. Hey, happy campers! Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 135 here at camp.
And I am going to address the elephant in the room if you are watching on YouTube. Yes, Jonathan and I are wearing the same pair of shorts today.
The heck are you going to do about it, little
Well, it's because when I bought these shorts online before I went to Puerto Rico with my friends, I got one in a size medium and a size large. And then I asked you, I was like, oh, like I'm so petite, like literally like a gust of wind blows me over these days. So I was like, you can have the bigger pair because you're a bigger man. Like not saying wide, but like you are taller than me. And it's like, it's not a joke. I'm not trying to make fun of you. Like they're a generous pair of shorts and I think they would look great on you. However, I didn't know by me giving you those shorts that you would then wear them every single day, which hinders me from wearing them when I want to wear them because we can't be that gay couple that matches outfits. So yesterday I did graciously say, oh no, I'll change my outfit so we don't look like twins walking around the antique fair. And then today it's like, oh, and then say, I don't even care. I'll just match you at this point because I don't think I'll ever be able to wear these shorts again unless I'm okay with the matching.
And I just think that it's really strange. One, let me address the other elephant in the room. I did have to take these to the tailor and she said, baby, you're a 00. We need to cut the fabric out of this. So they actually cinched it. They sewed it on me.
They used an American Girl doll as a bodice. I remember that.
Yes, they did. They did the such. They did the sort. And also, it's really weird because my other shorts, I have 2 pairs of black shorts that I've actually seen sitting on your shelf, which now I haven't been seeing sitting on your shelf. So I'm not quite sure where those are, but those were mine.
I didn't eat those shorts. Get your own goddamn shorts. How about you buy me a nice pair of shorts as a surprise?
I'll consider it if you're good.
Welcome back to the show, girls and gays and guys. Whoever's listening, just welcome back.
Welcome back to camp. We're having a dust storm here today, so put on your gas mask, your N95, your Nintendo 64, all of it.
And close your windows because I'm
Please.
not doing any of the cleaning. And Sandwich can't. He is completely wheelchair bound at this point.
No, he is.
We need a water miracle.
I just have a vacuum that's turned on. You can't hear it because we had our editor edit out the audio, but it's actually running in the back doing the cleaning of the air. That's why it looks clear. Yeah, it looks clear in here.
It does.
Yeah.
Speaking of dust, we did something kind of fun yesterday.
Yes, we did. Dusty.
I am so excited to tell you about where we went. We woke up at the ass crack of dawn, 6 a.m., which if it's not for you, congrats, you're a mother, you're a nurse, you're a person with a very important job. Couldn't be me. So that is the ass crack of dawn for me. And we got in the car and we drove 3.5 hours to Brimfield, Massachusetts from Brooklyn, aka Camp Shady Birch. And we participated, visited.
We were participants for sure.
Participants in the Brimfield Fair.
Whoa, can you believe it? These 2 fleas at a flea market? Why do they call it a flea market? I feel like they must have had fleas in the rugs they were selling at one point.
I think they were trying to drum up interest and excitement. And back in the day when things were printed in black and white, there was a need to kind of sell something, an illusion, a story, a question even. So they could just say local bazaar because bazaar is historic. No one's interested in the word bazaar anymore. I am because it's so antiquated and trying to bring it back.
Very bizarre.
I am to the local grocer. But the flea market was kind of the next iteration in that journey of the verbiage.
Maybe it was just like a super tiny market that only fleas could shop at.
So the Brimfield Fair, antique fair, it's not a fair where there's carnival rides and funnel cake. Well, there might be funnel cake, but it is one of the largest outdoor antique fairs, swaps, for sale kind of situations in the entire country. And I've been wanting to go my entire life and I just never had it on my calendar, always kind of missed it. Always was like, oh, I should go, but I don't want to drive. But I said, no more. Jonathan and I need some furniture updates. We're looking for some MCM kind of end tables and some bureaus. And I said, we're getting in the car and we're going to spend a day in Brimfield. And we did.
And I was filled to the brim with excitement.
And to give you guys a little bit, if you're unfamiliar with like what this is and this scope, I'm going to give you some physical descriptions because I know some of you are driving, some of you are clacking away at your computers, and I just kind of want to give you a picture that I can paint for you. So there is 6,000 vendors along the stretch of Route 20 in this small kind of like drive-through town of Massachusetts. It's all the way in Western Mass, kind of at the top of Connecticut. 20 minutes from Springfield, which there is a Six Flags over there. I have to say.
Not for long. They're all shutting down.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
There was one that shut down, and now you're starting a rumor.
No. They're all, I swear, after 287 years of business, they are shutting down. That bald man is going to stop dancing and he can finally take a break.
It's hard to compete with Disney. It's hard to compete with Universal. It's hard to compete with Dolly Parton. What are you giving us? Nothing but a bald man. And the bald man's not even there anymore.
No.
They lost the business, but they lost the bald man. I think he died.
Oh, no, he was a young guy, I think.
I don't think so. You think it was prosthetic?
I think so.
Okay.
Didn't we talk about this? Maybe I just was doing weird personal research.
Okay, well, the fate of Six Flags New England is up in the air, but the fate of Brimfield, I think, is on its up. I don't think it's going down. It's at its 65th year. So basically, when you pull into this kind of small town, it's these like rolling fields of like cow farms, and they've transformed all of these fields into these like giant like mini fields of like mini antique festivals. Like they all have different names. I think there's like almost 20 different fields filled with hundreds and hundreds of vendors.
Oh, I thought it was just the 4.
No, there's like literally like 20 of them. I think I counted 17 on this list I looked up.
Gee, did we go to all of them?
I don't think we even saw it all. We were there from around like 10ish to a little like 3:30, and I was just exhausted. We walked 15,000 steps, 7.2 miles, and it wasn't like long like stretches of road. It was just going up and down these little rows of vendors. And there's all kinds of stuff, guys. There's antiques, there's clothing, there's and toys, there's wind chimes, like everything you could ever want for your house is there as long as it's not kind of brand new. There was a woman selling Yetis.
Ew.
And I thought, well,
this isn't,
don't
no,
knock her business.
I'm going to.
Don't knock her business.
You can sell a Yeti, but like keep that on the internet.
I think God forbid there's a woman trying to make money for herself. I'm going to support it.
She can do reclaimed denim.
She could have done a patch on the.
She could have done
Yeti.
something besides buy it from drop shipping.
Her booth was a little scarce. Like a lot of Yeti, not a lot of custs. And that was kind of sad for her. And then along this stretch of road, there's like so many like carnival style food trucks, like the big tents, like corn on the cob here.
Corn cob pipe, get your button nose.
Barbecue, like literally everything. There was a guy making pad thai. I was like, go off. Like,
oh my God, that was nuts at 10 a.m.
There's nothing like a carnival that's selling pad thai. I'm like, I'm into it.
It really was like running the gambit of the food.
I think by vendor size, it's the biggest in the country, but it's not listed as the biggest because I think around 50,000 people go every time it's open. So I think there's some in Texas, but there's like an iconic one every month in LA at like the Rose Bowl, and that one only has 2,500 vendors, and that one's massive. Now think of that one more than double. This is the one in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it looks puny.
So no, it's a really big deal, and it's like a real mixed bag of people. You guys, like you'll be walking up and down these like rows with hundreds of people, and there's like an elderly woman in a motorized scooter with a dog with no teeth in the basket, and she's holding up a lampshade, and next to her is like a 6'2" tall twink who's like tatted up from Bushwick in Brooklyn, and he's buying like reclaimed vintage jeans like denim to resell at his shop in Brooklyn for triple the price, next to like this like power couple who are like interior designers from Chicago who are like buying stuff for their like billionaire client. Like it is people from all walks of life, but I like how everyone at these places is like a little kooky, which I do really like.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely really competitive. I bet the people who go there like to truly run their business and have been for years are probably like not super happy with TikTok blowing it up. Because I know that it's always been busy without it, but I feel like it's just kind of like blown up out of proportion. And now you have like the gays elbowing people to sell in their fucking Depop shop.
I think if you're a seller, you don't care who bought it as long as you sold it, because nothing's worse than unpacking and repacking the shit.
No, not the sellers. I'm talking about like the other people who go there to like buy stuff. Because we told somebody, we were looking at a set of chairs and we told somebody that we weren't resellers, and he was shocked. He was like, oh. Okay.
A lot of these people here are like professional, like furniture sellers and vintage like resellers. So a lot of people there are buying for their business to resell, which whatever. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
at the end of the day, you could buy something like cheap and shitty off of Amazon or Wayfair, and like that is what it is, and that's great. But like if you can get something that's stood the test of time, that's Danish furniture from the 1960s, and it still looks incredible, like at least you're not contributing to like more deforestation and like
No, that's
packing material.
Listen, if there's gonna be a reseller of anything, antiques is the place to resell.
Well, after we left, I was really curious about the origins of the Brimfield Fair, and I did a little research. So in 1959, Gordon Reed and his wife, Madeline, decided to gather their many collectors' acquaintances, like other friends that also are collectors, together, and they formed a marketplace where they could exhibit their like wares, their little items.
I love that. Their wares.
So they drove 5,000 miles throughout New England spreading the word. Like, sorry, we didn't have Facebook events, bitch. Like, truly had to get out there. This is boots on the ground.
New England loves a town crier. Like, you guys just give you a bell, give you a bullhorn, and you're like, hello,
we can't help it. We literally
through.
can't help it. We got to spread the tea somehow. So they're spreading
You
the
love
word.
tea too. Let's not talk about the Boston Tea Party.
Listen, I'm sorry, we're trendsetters. But at their first show only had 87 exhibitors attend.
Okay.
Right. So it was kind of like,
that feels like a big number still.
I know. I think they put a lot of work into it and they were hoping for a little bit more. But most of those people that were doing it were mainly out of friendship. They were like, come on, Gordon and Madeline, like they're sad. They're trying to start something. Like, we just got to go and support.
Those are good friends because they're lugging like trunks that probably have like lead poisoning in them.
Like, not for a moment did anyone think at that first year that this would become what it is today. But nevertheless, the first outdoor flea market in Massachusetts was born. And the rest is kind of history, but it was so fun to just like walk around and look at stuff, whether we could afford it or wanted to afford it or not. Like, we found a really great bureau that I thought was amazing, but it was $1,500 and it probably was worth that. But like, did I want to spend that? So now I'm looking at Wayfair.
And you know what? It was in such good condition. Like Zach said before we went, he warned me, he's like, things are going to be expensive because these people are smart about the things that they have. They know the history, they know who crafted it, and they know what they're selling and what it's worth.
What happened with that guy?
Oh my God. So right when we get there towards the beginning, this man comes out of a tent as I'm walking past it, and he's like giggling with his friend, talking. It was an older man, like a much older man. And he's talking about how proud of himself he was that he knew the years better on that dresser than the guy who was selling it. And he like told him off and had an argument. He came out on time. It was like the most alpha male antique bullshit that I heard. So in my head, I'm like, is this the people that we're running into? Absolutely was not the case, but he was standing chest puffed out like he couldn't be knocked over. And his friend was like, oh, okay, all right. Like, this clearly was not the first time this guy was doing this.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to sell stuff at a certain price, you have to know what you're selling, especially at a place like this where people know what they're talking about. So like, you don't have to be a dick about it, but also it's like, you really should be able to go toe to toe with anybody about what you're selling because you need to know it if you're going to charge a price for it.
I think it was his wife's tent and she stepped away.
There's going to be beef at these things. I really think there should be some sort of documentary or movie based on the people who sell at these, because I kind of grew up at these events. My parents, for a lot of my childhood, on the weekends would be like antique resellers. They would go and they do these like flea markets all throughout like the Cape and in Massachusetts, and they dragged me and my brother along. So we spent so many summer weekends like in a camp chair behind these like setups, and we get there so early, and my parents would get us like Dunkin' like munchkins, and we'd sit in these chairs and be freezing in the morning and then sweating in the afternoon, and they'd sell and they'd haggle and they'd pack it all up and we'd go home. And that was like every single weekend for so much of my childhood. And I knew that my parents knew certain people. They were friends with other people because they worked the same events, and they hated other people, and there was like beef and there was people hooking up. It was like a whole culture.
Oh my God, the flea feud.
No, I think there's like a story there. I really do.
And I wonder if there is, because we didn't know that. Campers let us know that there was the what is it, the medieval times, what was that called, the
I don't
medieval
remember.
fair, whatever that was. There was a documentary series about that y'all let us know.
I think there's a story here to be told. And for me, a lot of it in the morning, especially, there's like a smell of like wet grass and like wood chip path that is really nostalgic with like old wood, that I'm like, oh, this smell like unlock something in me. I thought the whole day was so fun. We had a ball walking up and down, looking at stuff. We had a great time.
We really did. And I know you campers are wondering, what did we purchase? A tote bag.
All we got was a tote bag. And it was because the people that are professionals at this, they got there earlier than we did, and they snagged everything that we wanted.
And we got there early. We got there before one of the things even opened.
I saw so many things that I wanted that had a sold tag on them. It was a little disheartening in that sense, but I kept telling myself, like, this comes back 3 weeks every year. It's for a week in May, a week in July, and then a week in September. So, like, there'll be more opportunities, and every time it's something new. So I think it is exciting to go back. I don't regret it. The tote bag I got, I'm going to shout out the artist. It's a Mayfly bag. Her website is mayflybus.com, and it's just a huge, generous sized tote bag, and she reworked it where she put the cuffs of plaid shirts, like men's plaid shirts, for them on the side of the bag. So it's something I've never seen before. It's so cool. It's a great bag.
They double as little pockets because they're sewn at the bottom.
Yeah, but the arm cuffs have holes on the side of them, so I wouldn't put something valuable in.
True, but it is really cute.
I could sell that.
And the other stuff that she had that was on the rack was like really high quality. And her mom recognized me. She followed my Zillow video.
It was so fun, you guys. Like, we go out, and a lot of people do recognize us either from podcasting or from our videos. And a lot of times, it's a lot of people recognize me for the most part. And it's so funny because today at that festival, at that fair, the tables turned. Jonathan was such a celebrity.
It was kind of crazy. It was before we even got in, but everybody was so nice.
People were freaking out that, Jonathan, the Zillow guy's here. The Zillow guy's here. You were taking pictures with fans. You were hugging babies. You were like literally like the prince of the festival. Like, you could not be clocked. And it makes sense because these people are obviously like into interior design, and you do so much content like that. So it's like, if I'm in the middle of Magic Kingdom, it's a wrap. Like
everybody knows you.
The moms in Magic Kingdom, they almost like, let's set the meet and greet lineup. Like, I got stopped so much in Disney World, but at the Brimfield Fair, baby,
that's my
you
stomping
were Cinderella. Like, literally twirling around. People were like literally like whispering about you. It was so. One girl screamed at the top of her lungs when she saw you.
She ran up a muddy hill. It was kind of crazy.
She ran up a muddy hill.
I took a picture in traffic with another woman, but
I just thought it was so
it was fun. It was a delight. It was an absolute delight. But what is it? Mayflag?
It's Mayfly.
Mayfly. Great quality stuff. I can tell you. I was looking at it in person, and the upcycled. She took upcycled. Yeah, she took like multiple jeans and made like one pair of jeans with like these damaged jeans that she just like sewed together. Yeah. I just think it's a great way to upcycle, and it's worth it. It's
almost just like a fun way to spend the day, like antiquing. Like that's the gay in us. That's the crafty in us. Like, we really just do enjoy looking at old people's stuff. The one thing that you don't like about the culture of this is the haggle. And it's my favorite part of it, but you feel very uncomfortable haggling.
I feel so uncomfortable haggling, especially if I'm like, I don't know what things are worth. I also don't, like, if it's somebody's like art and then I'm like, is the artist here? I'm not gonna, if this is what it's priced as, this is what they think is worth. And I'm like, I'm not interested. I want to tap to pay and I want to skedaddle out.
There's a difference between haggling someone's handmade art piece and haggling a bureau that someone probably found for $40 that they flipped to one like $1,500.
Well, how do I know it wasn't his like great grandfather?
Then he'll say no. Then he'll say no if he doesn't want the sale.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I know that my anxious campers out there who hate confrontation and anything that raises a voice to a decibel and makes you feel like tiny, I just don't want to do it.
These people knew what they had, though. We looked at a set of dining room chairs, and there was a set of 4, and he wanted $1,200 for them. And I'm like, it's a chair. Like, it's a chair.
I know.
And maybe that's the cost of that kind of chair, but it was a chair.
And there was
for farts.
For farts.
Like, I'm gonna fart in this and eat SpaghettiOs on this, and you want to charge me that much? I don't think so, honey. I said, and I love being like, well, think about it. I'm never going back to your booth ever again.
No, but there was like a really cool time with these people who they were just blasting music. It was young people. They put an extra fake wall, which I thought was genius, in the middle of their booth so they could build fake shelves to display the stuff better than on a table. Genius, absolute genius. But they had a giant mid-century modern glass table with a massive candelabra that they were burning throughout the day, drip candles, and it was just dripping on their merchandise, and they were like loving it. And people were like, "This booth is crazy." It was so cool. I was like, "Hi, guys!"
Incense burning.
He was like, "Come on in, guys, hang out with us." Like, Not let us know if you need any help. It was hang out
Well,
with
you're
us.
selling a vibe. You have to show it like how you could do it.
Now that vibe I was buying. I said, don't mind if I diddly do.
It's cool because I think a lot of this is like feels like it's maybe a lost art or like kind of like an older person's thing to do at an antique festival. But like the age range there is every age is there, and they all are doing their different things. So it was great. And also like for me being a fat fuck, there was really good food there.
There was. I didn't see funnel cake. Maybe I missed that.
What did you eat?
I went balls to the wall. I said, get me a lobster roll.
You can never say no to a lobster roll.
And I won't.
That's
and
the only time you're really bougie. You've been wearing the same black Old Navy t-shirt since I've met you, and I can basically breathe through them.
That money that I save on those damn t-shirts, I'm spending on that damn lobster roll because I'm worth it.
It was so crazy. The girl that was running the lobster roll truck, she was like, oh my God, you're Zachariah. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you know my friend Tom. I said, Tom who? She said, Tom. I said, oh my God, that's a man that I've worked with like at Olive Garden for years when I was 18 and then again at Joe's. And she's like, oh, I was working with him up in Spencer, Mass. And I'm like, that man just traveled to like the whole state, just kind of like
doing
hopping restaurant to restaurant.
Oh, because they were a restaurant. I don't know.
He's burning bridges left and right and then moving it forward. And if I called him right now on the phone and said, are you burning bridges left and right? He'd laugh and say, don't tell the IRS. Like he is that kind of guy, but it was just like funny. You got the lobster roll. I got 2 hot dogs for $6. I could have gotten like they had great lobster rolls. They had like fish and chips. They had like shrimp tacos.
Too rich.
But I saw the hot dog come out. A good hot dog campers from like a food truck has a flat top, which means the bun is going to be like grilled and buttered.
They bust it open.
A grilled buttered bun with a flat top hot dog. Me up left and right up the butt with a fist. I don't care. I'll take that any day of the week. 2 of them, a little bit of ketchup and mustard. Listen, ketchup can go on a hot dog, okay? You put whatever you want on your goddamn hot dog. I'm not anti-ketchup on a hot dog. Those hot dogs, oh my God, they were delicious. But there was a little drama with your Diet Coke.
There was a dirty diet. And it wasn't the first one of the day, but I didn't know it then. But now I know it now. But I was drinking out of my Diet can. And I would say that the cans of Diet Coke are like, they're the best, right? Like I don't need it out of a bottle. A 2-liter bottle, get wrecked. Okay, a soda fountain, pretty good. The soda fountain directly from the Coca-Cola factory in Georgia, absolutely excellent. But I was drinking it. I was like, oh, it smells like a little funky. It smells a little weird. I was like, well, it is an antique store. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, my hands. And then I did it. I drank it again. And then I realized that it was like an old can or something of the sort.
But the Diet Coke doesn't need to be antique.
It smelled like rust and cigarettes. And it was not pleasant. So I had a dirty diet.
And then you had a second dirty diet from a recycled bottle. You had 2 dirty Diet Cokes in one day.
And I went to upcycle. We stopped at a rest stop and I got a bottle of Diet Coke because I was like, I'm redeeming myself. And they're the ones that have the name on it. I thought it said Rachel. It really said Richard. So I grabbed it and I was being Rachel for the day and I'm drinking out of it and I'm looking at the plastic and I'm like, now I know we're recycling plastic, but where do we draw the line? Are we not cleaning it? The plastic was many different shades of gray and brown in many different parts of it. I've never seen a bottle quite like it.
It was like a patchwork plastic bottle.
It was like a mistake and it didn't feel clean. Did I finish it? With the help of my lovely boyfriend, Zachariah, I sure did.
You had 2 dirty Diet Cokes.
Well, I didn't finish that Diet Coke because after that I was like, it tastes like blood. It tasted like when you bite your tongue and your mouth is filled with blood. That, but fizzy.
Yeah, that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
We did have Dell's Lemonade, which is this like local thing from Mass and Rhode Island where it's like soft frozen lemonade. I don't know how else to describe it.
Do you think Dell's, I think their beer is kind of is it Narragansett?
Narragansett did the partnership.
Okay, yeah. That's why, because I said I saw Dell's out of state. Like I saw it where I was living. And that's the only way that I knew about them was from that. But I didn't know their lemonade.
They had a food truck there and it's like this like soft kind of like soft serve crushed ice lemonade moment. And I had a watermelon one of those. And I was in my glory. It felt like a real taste and twist of summer.
It really did. And then I started chewing on a little chunk. I thought it was ice. It was a lemon peel. At least I know it's real.
Yeah, exactly. Well, fantastic. I hope you campers get out there this week and start antiquing. Especially if you need something fun on the weekend, look up a flea market, look up a yard sale, and just get gross and dirty with it and get a hot dog after.
And if you find anything crazy and freaky, send us a pic, because I found freaky things aplenty.
Attention campers, summer is right around the corner, and I think it's time to start feeling tropical. Let Tropical Smoothie take you straight to tropic time with their fresh from the blender smoothies and beachside bites. Campers, I have been a fan of Tropical Smoothie Cafe for well over a decade, and nothing hits quite as good as a detox island green smoothie and a Caribbean jerk chicken wrap for lunch. It's light, refreshing, and makes me feel oh so luxe. Transport your day right to the tropics with Tropical Smoothie Cafe's wide variety of smoothies, wraps, tropic bowls, and flatbreads. It's time to get out of your lunchtime rut. Whether you're chained to that office desk or dealing with those little rascals you call children, treat yourself to something you will definitely love. Who said a quick lunch can't feel like a tropical vacation? I'm trying to make every day a tropical getaway. Only at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And with the Tropical Smoothie Cafe app, you can order ahead, start earning rewards, and turn an on-the-go lunch into all-inclusive Caribbean resort vibes, baby. Visit tropicalsmoothiecafe.com to find a cafe near you.
This episode is sponsored in part by Pretty Litter. I do everything I can to keep my cat Buffy happy and healthy. She eats top quality food. She has a toy bin bigger than a bread box, that's for sure. And even her toilet is nicer than mine because we use Pretty Litter. Pretty Litter helps monitor your cat's health, detecting abnormalities in your cat's urine by testing acidity and alkalinity levels and showing the visible presence of blood. I'm going to be honest, my life is fueled by anxiety, and I am such a worried Wendy when it comes to Buffy's health. That's my baby, that's my child. And Pretty Litter is absolutely incredible for giving me peace of mind. That's all I'm asking for. That's why we use it, and that's why I love it. And if you need another reason to love it, Pretty Litter ships free right to your door. It's non-toxic, low dust, and controls odors. And just one bag lasts for up to a month. Right now, you can save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy at prettylitter.com/camp. That's prettylitter.com/CAMP to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/camp. Pretty Litter cannot detect every feline health issue or prevent or diagnose disease. A diagnosis can only come from a licensed veterinarian. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements.
Welcome back to Morning Announcements, campers. This is the part of the show where we share news articles with you that you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. Jonathan, what news article do you have for us this week?
Okay, campers, this is a kooky, crazy, sexy one. So I'm going to save the title for the end of it. Our story starts. A 22-year-old named Clarice Bosman from Denver, Colorado, was looking at cats in the Foothills Animal Shelter when she noticed a 10-month-old stray. Clarice said, quote, "We were just browsing the shelter, just browsing while she was in the lost and found section. She caught our attention by rubbing against the cage bars and flopped into her water bowl. That's how she got the name Tofu, by plopping and flopping. We put a 5-day hold on her while she sat in the lost and found. No one claimed her after the allotted 5 days, so we put in our application to adopt her. Since then, she has been a rambunctious member of our family for almost 2 years now and has a brother kitty named Squinky."
Squinky.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Squinkle.
Squinkle. Squinkling Squinky.
Okay, so the cat in question is named Tofu, which I think is a really cute name for a cat. Well, in 2024, Clarice noticed that Tofu had started showing some interest in wooden things around the house. And she ended up having to bring her to the vet because Tofu had chewed on one of Clarice's clarinet reeds. And she wanted to make sure that the cat didn't ingest the food, which she hadn't. Fast forward to December of 2024. Clarice was out of town visiting her family, and her fiance was watching Tofu at home. That's when Clarice's fiance found Tofu gnawing on a balsa wood music box and cracked her front tooth.
Oh no.
After the accident with Tofu's tooth, a feline dental specialist gave Clarice 2 options: extracting the tooth or trying to save it with a root canal. The decision was a no-brainer for Clarice since Tofu is still under 3 years old and is so full of life. She said, quote, "There was a lot of practical reasons we chose, but there were concerns about jaw alignment, her diet, which requires her to rip her food apart, and safety reasons since we take her outside on supervised walks and hikes. If she, for some reason, got separated from us, we just want to make sure she has the best chance possible." That's like, I'm not going to blame her for that, you know?
No.
So she's like, okay, let's keep the tooth. Let's see what we can do and fix it. So Clarice went to go pick up Tofu after the procedure, and Tofu had a full-on blinged out gold grill front tooth.
A gold tooth for the kitty?
A gold giant fang on this kitty. And the bill? $5,000. So 6 days ago, she posted a video on TikTok. Her username is Tofus_owner, saying, "RIP my bank account." The fees did not come from the gold itself, but rather the related cost of the procedure. She needed blood work to ensure that she would be able to handle the anesthesia itself, a kitty root canal, professional cleaning, x-rays, and other teeth being pulled, pain meds, and so forth.
Well, a root canal for a human is like $2,500.
Yeah. Her gold crown consists of an alloy, gold, silver, palladium, indium, zinc, and other things that are hypoallergenic, so it doesn't cause any negative reactions. So currently, Tofu is thriving. She has the wildest, craziest cat tooth I have ever seen. It is so shiny. You could literally see your reflection in it. And the video quickly went viral on social media. So this article that I was taking this from was posted yesterday as we record this. And I wanted to see what the number was at today, and it was 2 million more than it was yesterday. So it's at
viral.
I wrote 11 million, so it's 11 point something. I think it was 11.8 million views with over 2 million likes on the platform and 3 comments I would like to highlight. The comments say, "This is actually really bad for the cat because they might move to Atlanta and start a rap career." Another comment says, "Money comes and goes, but drip is forever."
True.
Another comment says, "She actually asked for those and told the vet not to tell you."
Imagine they put out 2 teeth in front of her and said, "Sniff which one you want." She said,
"I'll take the gold. I will take the gold." Okay, so that article is coming from Newsweek by Maria Azzurra Volpe, and it is titled, "Cat Gets $5,000 Gold Tooth Becomes an Internet Sensation," which is honestly a title of my memoir.
I've never heard of that though before.
Me neither. A gold tooth on a animal.
How could that be cheaper than just a normal white tooth?
Yeah, I don't.
How about
know.
a shark tooth?
Oh, that would be fun. Shark tooth. Ooh, ah, ah. Okay, so that's my story. What do you have?
My story starts off with out of Tokyo. Okay, so a climber was airlifted with altitude sickness from near the peak of Japan's Mount Fuji last week, returned to the slope, and was rescued for a second time just 4 days later, authorities said on Monday.
Girl.
So officials urged people to be aware of the harsh conditions at the country's tallest peak during its off-season. This climber was identified as a 27-year-old Chinese student living in Japan. He made an emergency call on April 22nd and was airlifted after developing symptoms of altitude sickness, police said, adding that the climbing irons also were damaged. So his tools were damaged. So he's delirious, he's nauseous, he can't move his legs. He's really sick on April 22nd. His gear is shot and he's got to get med lifted or airlifted off of Mount Fuji.
Which I'm sure is a lot to fly to.
Yeah, they have a team dedicated for this.
I don't know how high up helicopters can go.
Well, they did, babe. So I don't think they brought the PJ up there and said, land it in the field. No. So on Saturday, after April 22nd, he returned to Mount Fuji, the trail about 3,000 meters, which was nearly 10,000 feet above sea level, to look for his cell phone and other belongings left behind.
Oh, so he went back for the goods.
Yes, which I kind of see. He's damn, that's my iPod.
Was he by himself?
Yes.
Girl.
So he goes back to see if he can get his stuff. So another climber found him there, unable to move after he apparently developed altitude sickness for a second time, police said. So the mountain's hiking trails are officially open from July to early September, but there is no penalty for hiking off season. There is also no charge or penalty when a climber needs to be rescued. But the Chinese student's case prompted an uproar on social media and generated calls for him to be charged at least for his second rescue.
Yeah, you just get another phone.
But the thing is, it's probably a lot. I've heard like stories of people being med lifted in the U.S., which we know that like our health system gouges us beyond belief. But I think someone's bill for a med lift was over $100,000. So one can assume, let's cut that in half, and let's say that's Japan's being more reasonable. That's with 2 visits would be well into the 6 figures.
And I get it. They don't want to like anybody to hinder, because that's how people would end up like passing, is if they're like, no, I can make it. I can push through because I don't want to have to pay that if I can push through, and then they don't make it. So I understand that, but 2 times in 1 week is like 2 times within 4 days. That's not even a work week.
It's probably the same crew too.
So
like,
how did he get up there without the stuff? If all his climate, was it a hike? Is it more of a hike, or is it like rock
climbing? It's a
climbing?
mountain. So I think it's
all his equipment's up there. So he's just like free balling it.
He probably got more equipment. He had a couple days in between.
Maybe one of those pieces of equipment you can buy as a cell phone.
He got discharged and he was like, just send me to REI. I'm going to try to get my iPhone back.
You got to.
He's like, no one's getting my leaks.
Oh my God.
Don't look at my nudes. So people are pissed that the government's paying for it twice. The police have urged all climbers to use caution, knowing that the mountain has low temperatures and is covered in snow even into spring. So yeah, the mountain is a World Cultural Heritage Site, if you were curious. But to control overcrowding and risks of people rushing overnight climbing through the rocky slopes to see the sunrise, local authorities last year introduced an entry fee and cap on the number of entrants on the most popular trails, and will introduce similar rules on other main trails this year. So it's a whole shebang. I'm sure they've had other people have emergencies and they're like, wait, we got to kind of like rope this together a little bit.
I think that they should do some sort of like penalty or restriction for it being early, because not only did he go up there twice and have to be helivacked out, but he's like 2 months early. They're not supposed to do it till July.
This reminds me of the woman that we saw in Joshua Tree.
I was just thinking that.
Like 9 out of 10 times you're going to see someone struggling on a hike. At least this was a big hike.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been alone. Like the second time, grab a friend. You must have met someone.
He couldn't text them.
Hey, that's true.
So this article was from AP News by Mary Yamaguchi, and the title was "A Man Airlifted from Japan's Mount Fuji returned to the slope days after and is rescued again."
Well, kind sir, we wish you best of luck, and maybe just, I don't know, stick around at sea level.
And the only thing that can truly prevent altitude sickness is a gold tooth.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. How fitting. No altitude sickness here, because everything is low stakes and low to the ground. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little. We tell someone to pack it up and take a hike. If you're a new camper here and you're confused by any means necessary, go to campshadybirch.com, or you can go to Camp Counselors. There's a little lore tab and it'll explain everything for you.
CampCounselorspodcast.com.
Oh, yes. Sorry. CamCounselorspodcast.com. Buffy just got her first ever webpage and she's like so excited about it. Sandwich launched it this morning.
What's it called?
It's
Buffy's Universe.
campshadybirch.com/Buffy. Sandwich forgot that it was created, and Sandwich forgot to link it, and Sandwich forgot to launch it.
To pay GoDaddy.
Yeah, to pay GoDaddy.com for that crazy little URL. Okay. What am I? Oh, what am I telling to take a hike? When you create an online account, that was already Zach's. That's not what I'm telling you to take a hike. My take hike goes out to when they give you a verification code and there's a timer next to it. Okay. Now, when they text it to you and you're on your phone, that's great because it'll usually just pop up. That could be a camper crush, that little number that you just tap it and it pops. That's great. But it was emailed to me and it was a work thing. And I had a small window to begin with without the verification code to lock in a certain time. For this whole situation, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but basically I was already stressed out and my anxiety was through the roof because I could not open it. They gave me 10 seconds. It started counting down to single digits instantly. 9, 8.
Oh, that's crazy. At least 60 seconds to put a code in if you have to closed browsers.
Yeah.
That's
oh my
crazy.
God. Give me at least 60 if you want to be like, sometimes it'll be like the code resets in 5 minutes. Give me some grace. But this, I was sweating bullets. We were on a project that Zach was working on. So I was like by myself in the corner sweating my off trying to figure this out. And even if my Wi-Fi is connected, my email still takes like a full 10
That's
to 15
because you
seconds.
use the Apple email. Why are you doing that?
I have the Gmail email.
You don't use that. You don't use it though.
It didn't pop up.
Because you're not logged into your email on the Gmail.
I am logged into my email on the
using
Gmail.
the Apple email thing. What are you, MSN?
No.
Hotmail ass?
What I like about that is it keeps the emails more concise, which I like. It's more kind to the eye.
It's delayed because it sucks.
Okay, and maybe that's the case. That's just my outlook. Thank you. That was good.
That
But
was good.
I'm jumping through hoops for what? Well, this actually was really important. And
But
then
10
of course,
seconds is just a ridiculous way to put that in on the back end.
then of course, the email that I'm logging into is my like my email through my management. So that my manager, like 2 people on the other side of things are getting emails saying I'm trying to log into my thing. And I'm like, oh my God, they're probably so annoyed with this. Then I get 3 follow-ups the next day from customer service of this website saying, hey, we noticed you were having a hard time. Do you need any help? Hey, you didn't respond to our last email. What's going on? But it's like, you're too little too late. And I'm too embarrassed to say anything. So here I sit and Megan texts me and she's like, is everything okay over there? I was like, I'm sorry. Don't just ignore those emails. It's crazy. I got in. We're good. All that to say, give me more than 10 seconds.
Who can we like get this problem fixed with? Who do we have to call?
GoDaddy.
Who?
Where's Daddy?
Who's Daddy? And why is he going everywhere?
They used to have the craziest commercials.
They used to love working with Danica Patrick.
Who's that?
Danica Patrick. Who's Danica Patrick?
Posing the question back to me is not going to have me know the answer.
How do you not know NASCAR's first lady? You've never heard of Danica Patrick?
No.
She definitely has a Wheaties box. There's no way Danica doesn't have one.
Is she a driver?
Oh my
Is she?
God.
Well, you say first lady, and first lady is usually somebody who's married.
Yeah, that's true. I can see how I cannot believe you've never heard of her cultural impact.
Oh wait, can we just really quickly change the subject before I get torn down again? We have a little housekeeping that we'll just insert here.
You want to volley this mess back to me?
I'm gonna have to. You can dish it.
Housekeeping. Rey Mysterio is alive. His uncle's dead.
I don't know if the mic picked that up. That was funny. There's a fire hydrant driving by or whatever they're called. It was Rey Mysterio Sr. So you weren't completely wrong.
His uncle died, but they wear the same like mask, and they both are professional wrestlers.
Did he
with
take
the same name?
Did he take over the character?
And I can't see his age if he's wearing a full face mask. So when I saw the pop up, I said Rey Mysterio is dead, and I mourned it. And I mourned it on Christmas Eve, mind you. A terrible Christmas for me, thinking that one of my heroes growing up was dead, and that everybody on the episode last week said he's not dead, which is good for you and good for me too and good for him, but it made me feel stupid. But his uncle did die of the same name and the same profession with the same look. It was confusing.
It was Mysterios. Rey Mysterios.
Is it Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, well,
because you can get S to make the joke.
Of course.
Back to Danica Patrick and her connection to GoDaddy. She was getting paid the big bucks.
DanicaPatrick.com or
she hasn't. No, she should have it.
Wait. I'm gonna look it up. Well,
I can't believe you don't know Danica.
The way that
because also like who has that name?
I went to elementary school with a girl named Danica.
She probably was named after Danica Patrick.
Probably Danica Patrick.
She loves Danimals.
Look at her go.
Let me see. Yeah,
she said, "Give me that lime green number.
Give me the Ray-Bans with my hair down. Put me in that fast car, and I'll drive it."
Uber. Oh my God! Look, it's GoDaddy still on her costume.
Told you she was repping GoDaddy so big.
That's incredible. Good for her.
She don't need your good for her.
A former professional race car driver and model, and the most successful woman in American open wheel racing history. I can't believe you guys haven't heard of her. She's
the way that everyone's gonna clock in and say, yes, Jonathan, we know who Danica Patrick is.
The way that I watched her growing up, she took that glass ceiling and she smashed her car right into it.
Yeah, she drove through the bank.
She sure did. She's also a spokesperson. So that's fun. Just overall.
She'll do it for whatever.
Yeah.
She definitely has a fee for speaking engagements.
Mad respect for Miss D Pats. So, what are you telling to take a hike now that we've given our great graces and our camper crush away to her?
My take a hike goes to something that Danica could never relate to.
Taking an Uber.
When you forget your sunglasses on a sunny day in a public event and everyone else has their sunglasses. Danica always comes prepared.
Spell the tea.
No, it's really difficult to be in a group setting and it gets really bright and sunny out and you realize that you're the only person that doesn't have a pair of sunglasses. Because the issue is you can only say it out loud once and no one really cares. So you're like, oh, I don't have my sunglasses. And everyone goes, oh my God, that sucks. You want mine, but you can't take their sunglasses because then you're an animal. They need their sunglasses too. So now the conversation's gone away. Everyone forgot you even said it. And now you're just sitting on it and you're stewing on it. And once you realize you don't have sunglasses and everyone else does, your eyes are squinting, you're in pain, you're kind of like losing your mind for a little bit. And this is really exclusive to places that don't have sunglasses readily available. Like you're at the beach already. You know what I mean? Like you can't stop at the Walgreens and get one off the rack. And very rarely does someone else around you carry a second pair of sunglasses. So you're pretty much
We should all start carrying a second pair of sunglasses for our friends that we can rescue with this because this was me at the antique store. And being 50% ginger, we did learn in one of the episodes previous to this, I can't remember which one, but gingers are prone to more to feeling more pain. So I'm feeling the light hit my retinas, my ivory colored eyes, irises. No, what is it? No, I meant emerald. That was the color I was looking for.
Your eyes are not emerald, babe. They're algae.
They were hitting my algae retinas.
They're algae bloom.
And I was just in a lot of pain, and then I'm squinting, and it's kind of annoying. It's giving me a headache. Woe is me. And there wasn't a sunglass hut within a stone's throw.
So when your eyes are regular, they're algae. When you're stoned, red tide.
I can't. Red tide.
You got that red tide eyes, baby.
You're red tide.
Listen, it's truly an internal battle with yourself. And no one can understand it. And the real pain is just the fact that like you can't keep bringing it up. So it's something that you really got to sit with and you can only be mad at yourself. It's no one's fault but your own. You know what I mean? And that's why Danica could never relate because Danica's not a woman who forgets her sunglasses.
No, because she has a spokesperson from GoDaddy following her everywhere.
Yeah, because she worked her ass off to get there. Don't diminish Danica on the show.
This episode is sponsored in part by Thrive Market. Lately, we have been trying to streamline the way we shop for healthy groceries, not just for our health, but for our wallets too. Well, baby, this counselor has stopped wasting time and money on junk since we started using Thrive Market. Thrive Market is like your favorite health food store, but online and way more affordable. I'm talking brands that I already love, like Primal Kitchen, Simple Mills, and so much more, all delivered right to my door for up to 30% less than what I was paying at the store. And the best part? Everything they sell is non-GMO and held to super high standards. Their website is super easy to navigate. You can filter by diet, like gluten-free, paleo, keto, low sugar, vegan, so you're not wasting your time reading every single label. All vetted, all from one place, and more affordable than I expected. And when you sign up, you can choose a free gift worth up to $60 with your first order. I use Thrive Market because it's easy and I can find all the things that I need and that I love in one place, like Annie's white cheddar mac and cheese, Pirate's Booty rice and corn puffs, and Dr. Bronner's magic soap, which I literally use every day. So skip the junk without overspending. Head to thrivemarket.com/camp to get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's thrivemarket.com/CAMP. thrivemarket.com/camp.
This episode is sponsored in part by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Thank you. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to the Danica Patrick sponsored segment called Camp Crush of the Week. And it can't be Danica because it's always Danica. But this week, besides Danica Patrick and her incredible career, what are we crushing on? Who are we loving? What are we supporting? What ideas? What are things that are tangible and things that are just kind of out in the universe that we can't quite grasp that we can support? Who is winning these gold stars for us this week?
Another leading lady, Miss Lorna Doone.
A little less famous than Danica, but also respected in the community.
Arguably less famous, because I've heard of Lorna Doone. Do not underestimate the mental health benefits of a buttered shortbread cookie.
That's one thing I've never done.
I have a rule for myself. If I see a Lorna Doone in the store, I have to buy it. I don't seek them out like ever, but if it catches my eye, I'm gonna grab it. If you're out of the country, you don't know what a Lorna Doone cookie is. It's a packaged little buttery shortbread cookie, and they come in little packs of 4. And it is yellow gingham on the outside with the cutest color green accompanied by it.
See, I thought I was the one that introduced you to Lorna Doone.
No. I've had Lorna Doone forever.
What is your favorite thing to have a Lorna Doone with?
Sleep. I like to take my Lorna Doone and
Your melatonin?
Rest my little sleepy head to bed. That is my late night snack. I have one in my dresser next to my unmentionables.
You are so granny.
And I also have it on top of my dresser because I need a backup.
Jonathan sits in the car on long drives with the seat all the way back with his legs crossed. Watch on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, we should post a picture of it. But he crosses his legs like this and he puts his hands like this.
And I just watch the road and I eat my Lorna Doone.
I'm like, he's Lorna Doone activated.
Oh my God, I love them so much. Also, this is not a sponsor. And I feel like when I say this is not a sponsor,
no one cares.
No one cares. Well, people care. People have reached out. Someone criticized and said that that's enough ads during your show. This is literally... We're talking, hell, I'm a human with a nice rack and a local grocer that happens to sell Lorna Doones. So if I'm enjoying a Lorna Doone, I want to talk about it. They don't have to, Nabisco, Big Nabis, doesn't need to pay me, would have been great, but they do not need to pay me to talk about a product that I'm actually enjoying because, hey, when I'm not here on a mic, I am a human being that eats cookies, okay?
And you don't really have a sweet tooth. So for you to come out here publicly and really endorse a product, it means you really are putting your neck out for Lorna.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Any information on the origins of Lorna and her Doonehood?
Okay, so it was created by Nabisco in 1912 with her sister in sweet, Oreo.
Are they related?
Nabisco, yeah, they were created literally like in the same room by the same friends. And they were like, let's create fraternal twins, set them out into the world. One of them is world famous. The other one is Lorna Doone. And I'm sorry about that. And I love her, but I don't think she's as widely known. She doesn't have her own McFlurry.
She's not Oreo.
She's no
It's hard
Oreo.
to be Oreo's sister.
And it is when you're simple, because, and that's the thing is like, I'm a simpleton, I'm a simple girl, and I don't need complex flavors such as cream with a chocolatey Oreo. Like that, sometimes that's a little overwhelming for me. My taste buds cannot compute.
Well, there's also, let me talk about the chemical difference here. With an Oreo, you're really getting that packing. You're getting that packing up in the gum, in the tooth. There's a lot of buildup with an Oreo.
Oh yeah, and your mouth is going to be gnarly.
You're not really experiencing that with a Lorna Doone. She's really easy on the palate.
But you will never find a double stuffed Lorna Doone. Yesterday at the same truck stop where I got that dirty diet, Zach found an Oreo. What was it? It was like mega stuffed. I've never seen it before.
There's been mega stuff. We knew about her.
This was just stuff.
This was glutton. This was gluttony to the 9th degree. This was the size of an iPhone. This was the packaging looked like an iPhone size. One chocolate wafer, and the entire middle of the iPhone filled with cream. The side of it, not from like, you know what I mean? Like
nuts.
It was at least 4 inches tall. And I don't know if that was an accurate portrayal. I didn't get it, but I said, all right, you need to relax.
It better be an accurate portrayal or it's going to be accurate betrayal.
What else did you buy at the gas station? You came out with like 400 treats.
Well, I bought you a little tube of M&Ms.
You bought me the tube of M&Ms that you ate more of.
I finished them today when I had to fix our parking.
Mix.
You got Chex Mix and what else did we get? That was like it, right?
Well,
and bubble gum. I got bubble gum.
Back to Lorna.
Oh, Lorna. Okay, so then I was like, who is Lorna Doone? Because it's got to be somebody, and it is.
Grandma.
Lorna Doone is the leading lady in R.D. Blackmore's 1869 novel Lorna Doone. And she's a character, a fictional character, of course, but she was real to me. She was kidnapped as a child and raised by a group of outlaws. Despite growing up around all the chaos, she is kind. She is graceful. She loves to get drunk and party. Will she end up with John Ridd, the rigid farmer from the wrong side of the tracks? Or will her party girl ways destroy the entire town? Well, grab your library card and head to the Shady Birch Library to find out.
Is that the real write-up on the back of the book?
Half of it.
You
I'm
made
gonna
up
let
a
you
little
figure
bit
out
of
what the
it.
half of it is. Do your own research. I'm sick of
I
doing
could tell where the inflection started, where the lie started.
it. Basically, when I got to John Ridd, he is a rigid farmer who is from the wrong side of the tracks. And the question is, will they end up together?
Did she get? Oh, so she didn't get the cookie deal. What
didn't
year
get
was this?
She was fictional. It was an author. So it was written in 1869, but it takes place in the 1600s.
Okay, but when did Nabisco come up?
1912.
Oh wait, did they give any royalties to the author?
He might have been dead by then. 1969.
Oh my God, what a play!
Yeah.
From Big Nabisco. They said, wait for
they
the
also
dead author and steal his idea.
Nabisco also did not formally say that was where they got it from, but there's no other Lorna Doone.
See, there's Lorna Doone, and then you're thinking to yourself, why does that sound familiar? Because you're thinking Laura Dern.
And I get that mixed up all the time.
You put her in Little Woman as the mother. That's Lorna Doone. We found the physical portrayal of Lorna Doone, and it's Laura Dern in Little Women. And oh my God, what a great movie.
What a great movie.
What a great story. My God.
Incredible. Okay, so
what a great cookie.
What a great cookie.
I want one now.
Well, lucky for you, we have a couple left downstairs, but not too many. We have to go to the store.
I'll check your end table. I'm sure you have a safety stash.
I have one in there.
2 left. I'm like, why are there 8 in your end table? You're like, well, that will get me to Wednesday.
Zach came down yesterday and he was like, wait, what did you say? You were like, you've had that same old Lorna Doone next to your bed collecting dust. I said, no, baby, that's a new one. I put it there this morning. Let's get that straight.
He makes the bed and puts out his cookie for the nighttime. You're so Gam.
I literally do it in the morning because I'm going to forget and I'm going to roll over. I'm going to take my contacts out. I'm going to look at my side table and I'm going to thank myself.
It's always after I go to sleep.
Always looking after myself.
I like a private meal.
But I'll always share with you because there's 4 cookies. I'll have 2. You'll have 2. I'll crack up on another. So what are you crushing on?
Okay, I'm crushing on Lorna Doone now for sure. I'm also crushing on girl bosses and boy bosses. In the sense where when there's a carnival coming to town, when there's a big hullabaloo in your neighborhood and you take it upon yourself to turn your front yard into a parking lot and you stand at the end of the driveway with a little chair and you say $10. I think that's what America's made for. That is the capitalism I want to see. That is the hiding of funds, cash only, that we are hiding from the IRS that I enjoy. I think it's smart business. I enjoy seeing it. I enjoy supporting it. I like going to a concert and seeing someone's front yard. It's a little further out, but it's easier to get out of after the big lines of traffic and saying, I'm going to park in Miss Lorna Doone's front yard for $10 while she drinks a large tea and collects my cash and goes on her way. And that's what we experienced when we were in Brimfield.
Yeah, we left that part out. We really lucked out. It was the first street. It wasn't even a main street that we turned onto. Yeah.
And she had a front yard and she was charging $10 a car. She probably had about 50 cars in her yard, $500 right there. And then people were cycling in and out throughout the day.
Oh, the turnover rate's crazy.
So, okay, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, she made $1,000. Let's just say, give or take, if she did a double flip. Every single day in that week, $7,000 in cash. Go off. That's amazing. You should. That's smart.
She's so smart. And she had her little team there. She had a booth. She had her little cashier thing. She had her little fanny pack as well. And she had her friend over in the yard, which was spray painted. The lines were measured and spray painted perfectly, who was directing people to where the spot was that was open. So people don't have to drive around and look.
That could be her vacation fund. That could be a new hot water heater. That could change her life. And
Truly.
I think it's amazing. There's also another woman who rented out porta potties and put them in her driveway, and they were free to use, and she had a tip jar. And I went into one right before we went into the festival, and I was like, let me go to the bathroom. I go into one. I am not joking, campers. I took a whiff inside. I said, oh my God, it smells good in here. I can't believe I'm saying this.
They must have been brand new. It wasn't even like they were washed. They must have been brand new.
They smelled nice, like orange.
They smelled nice. The blue raspberry river tastes fresh.
Yeah, it was a clean blue raspberry river in there. And yeah, she had a little station outside and they were free. And then we put a $5 bill in.
Yeah, I keep the change. Love it.
It's
I will
gonna
pay
pay for
$5 to empty my tank.
I just think it's a creative way to make money.
Me too.
Especially like, because you could sit there and put your arms up and be like, I'm annoyed. There's so much traffic near my house. Or you could become a business person
Yeah.
overnight. And I just love the entrepreneurial spirit of our brothers and sisters across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to our final segment of the show, Camp Songs.
It's always so somber around this time. I mean, I'm really looking forward to listening to music you understand.
Well, the energy's gone high, it's gone low, it's gone everywhere in between, and this kind of grounds us as people before we end the show.
Yeah, it really means that the show sure is coming to an end, but not just yet, campers, because we have something really exciting to talk about.
I have good facts for my song, but what's your song of the week?
Baby, my song is Busy Woman by Sabrina Carpenter.
'Cause I'm a busy woman.
I wouldn't let you come into my calendar any night. It's not my vocal range, clearly. If you haven't heard the song,
You're a busy woman.
you're a busy woman, you know? What color is the rock you're living under and how much you pay rent for it? But I love this song. Another smash hit from Sabby Copy. I love her. And this song, so she wanted this to be on the Short and Sweet original.
Why wasn't it?
Because they couldn't finish mixing it until after she had to turn it in to the teacher. They said on our desk.
Like, put the
9
blender
a.m.
on, throw it in there,
I
and
know.
figure out the mix.
Well, guess who did almost, I would say like 98% of all the instrumentals as well as composing it. Take a wild guess.
I don't know.
Jack Antonoff.
Oh, he's got his grubby little fingers on every project.
He does. Now, also, Sabrina Carpenter is credited as being the percussions in some of it. She's partial percussion. So
Okay,
I'm like, was she
percussion
snaring?
It's you if you don't know, wide range of instruments. She could do a triangle and be percussion.
Oh, real triangle is percussion. I wonder if that's what it is, because it's a lot of synth. It's like synth poppy. It's very 80s reminiscent. I'm really enjoying it. Some of it kind of sounds a little like Prince, but most of it sounds like a mix of Madonna and Cyndi Lauper and just like any old song from the 80s. I love it. It's a song about being a busy woman and also not handling rejection super well, but
9 to
being
5.
like whatever. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Did I write anything crazy down about this? Nope.
And that's enough.
What's your song?
I chose a Fleetwood Mac song this week.
Wow.
I chose Go Your Own Way. And the reason why I chose that song was because it felt like the vibe of the Brimfield Fair.
The BFF.
It just kind of felt very like, I don't know, old in a 70s, 80s kind of way. You know what I mean? Kind of like, I don't know, like crunchy granola in some place. Like I want to take my shoes off and I never want to take my shoes off. You know what I mean? Like it was giving like felt.
It was, to me, it was,
tassel.
yeah, it was somewhere between like
Woodstock, but not too much.
Jim Morrison
Yep.
and Three Doors Down. What did you say?
The Doors.
No.
I said Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
But
Thank
they
you.
all kind of live in the same soup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're all in one can of soup.
Not everyone's in the same can.
You know what I did notice? Not to
Chowder's a good
sidebar,
soup. What?
that I was eating Chex Mix yesterday.
Good call.
Is it not just dehydrated soup? I said, why do I taste soup?
I can see it would be like there's soup in like an emergency preparedness kit.
Oh, the ESS, the emergency soup.
Yeah. So I honestly I can't disagree with you. I love Chex Mix, but I do kind of get that herbaceous Italian blend.
I think that's what it is. It's robust. It's very flavorful. Chex Mix, it sure does. Not sponsored.
When I went back and I said that I believe that there should be a movie written about these kind of like antique fairs, I think that this song would be the trailer song to highlight the love story.
I think this would also be a really good end of the movie song right as the credits are rolling, because all the friends are together. I'm gonna cry. All the friends are together and they won't be able to see each other until next year. And some of them won't make it.
You can go your own way, go your own way. Packing up.
What is that?
Like packing up the set.
Yeah.
But like that's in the song.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
He's like packing up, shacking up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so I'm not gonna bore you with stuff that we already know. Everyone knows Fleetwood Mac. Obviously, it's one of their biggest songs of all time. But I did look up some song facts from songfacts.com, a great website to find song facts on all your favorite songs. And I highlighted and copied and pasted 4 paragraphs about this song. And I was gooped and gagged.
Okay.
I just like I have a thirst for information, and I just want to read it to you for any Fleetwood Mac fans out there.
We're really an informative podcast. Think about all the things you learned here today, campers. Like you have so many little bits and bobs of information.
Who's Lorna Doone?
That are bite-sized and also
Who's Danica Patrick?
Also choke-worthy that you can bring to the conversation today at the water cooler. So enjoy.
Altitude
What?
sickness. Gold teeth cat. I'm just kind of calling back in case you're forgetting already.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. Okay, so Lindsey Buckingham, the main man of the group, wrote "Go Your Own Way" as a message to his Fleetwood Mac bandmate and longtime girlfriend, Stevie Nicks. It describes their breakup with the most obvious line being "packing up, shacking up is all you want to do." He's saying that about Stevie. And concluding that he is better off without her. She can go her own way as far as he's concerned. When I listen to the song, I'm like, it's so like, yeah. It's actually sad. Stevie insisted she never shacked up with anyone when they were going out. She wanted Lindsey to take out that line, but he refused. And then Stevie Nicks told Q Magazine in June 2009, mega years later, it was certainly a message within a song and not a very nice one at that. They're always beefing. While the Rumors album, their biggest album, this was on there. So while the Rumors album was being recorded, the marriage of John and Christine McVie, the other two people in the group they were married, their relationship was coming to an end. So we have two couples in the group recording their biggest album of all time, both breaking up. With the two couples breaking up during their sessions, recording could be like quite tense. So, but thanks in large part to the producers, Richard Dasha and Ken Calais, Colby's dad.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Shut up.
I knew you'd love that one. So Colby's dad, Colby Calais, been away for a while now.
Wait, what was he doing with Fleetwood Mackenzie?
He was producing.
Crazy.
So like while that's all going on, Richard and Ken were like, hey, channel this resentment into the songs, go your own way in dreams. So they were doing a lot of drugs at the session and making sure there was plenty of behind the scenes material. Like they were like getting up and being like, let's just be pissed at each other.
Yeah.
So the bitterness in the verse lyrics is often lost in the song, overpowered by a refrain that suggests adventure and individuality. So true. I'm like, yay, be yourself, go your own way. But it's really about like a breakup. I never even like picked up on that. I feel
no,
like
I didn't either.
The melody made it seem happier than what it's actually about.
It always does.
So in later years, Fleetwood Mac encouraged this translation. They kind of got behind it as the song became a sing-along stadium stomper at their live shows. See, one thing about me is I'm always looking for a sing-along stadium stomper. Like, truly, I'm not a B-side baller. I'm a sing-along stadium stomper.
I love that.
No, is that not like the best?
No, that's like
Okay,
absolutely the best.
So they don't want to hint on like the resentment that fueled it. So they eventually featured it in concert. They even featured it in a concert after Buckingham was booted from the group in 2018. I didn't know that.
I think it's strange if you really think about it that his name was Lindsey and her name was Steve.
With Neil Finn singing his part and Michael Campbell taking the guitar solo, they like literally like removed him from the reunion tour.
Yeah, because he was like burning bridges and he was on his own holiday road.
Oh God, holiday road. Yeah, male Lindsey, female Stevie. Why not?
Why not? Who cares?
Gender fluid. Name your kid whatever you want, as long as it's not something weird, like coke.
You can name him. I don't know, but speaking of gender fluids, I have to pee. So
I know. Well, it's a good time to end the show.
It is a good time to end the show, even though there really is no good time to end the show, is there?
You can go your own way and listen to an old episode because we have hundreds of them. And if you haven't yet, please like and review and rate our show 5 stars. That would be amazing. And post it on your story. Be like, hey guys, these are a really funny freaking podcasts. You should be freaking listening to it. And share it publicly. Or don't. Keep it your little secret, little but anyways, we love you. We love Danica Patrick. We love Lorna Doone, and we love you for being here.
For real, for real. And if you want to listen to any of the songs, you know where to listen to them. They are linked in the show notes. We have a Spotify for free. A playlist on Spotify for free. Strike that, reverse it. We'll figure out how to get it on Apple Music one of these days. And if you want to be on our program on Monday, submit your stories at campcounselorspodcast.com
for our trail mix episodes. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you the week after that. We'll see you forever. And with that being said,
lights out, campers.